All right, we are right in the middle of flu season. Just anecdotally, I was even just mentioning to my guest here, I know somebody who forgot to get her flu shot and just figured it would be all right, and then she got the flu and said, I'm never forgetting again. It is not too late, even though we are right in the thick of flu season. Joining me now to talk more about that, to talk more about COVID and how to know the difference and what to do, Sarah DiRamio, an advanced practice nurse with ProHealth Physicians in Manchester. Good morning. Glad to talk to you.
Thanks so much for having me.
Yes, and we've been talking about, because we both have kids, boy households, just all the germs that get going around and whatnot. So you seem like an expert on this. Why don't we start by talking about, once again, it's the same problem we have every year. We've got cold, we've got flu, with the younger kids, older adults, RSV. If you start getting sick, how do you know which one you have, given COVID and its symptoms have changed over time?
I think it can be really hard to tell at home, and so one of the best things you could do is make an appointment with your primary care provider, because we do have the opportunity at the office to test. So we could test for RSV, we can test for COVID, we can test for flu. Now you can test for COVID at home, and those tests are good, but the gold standard is PCR, which is available at the office.
Right, and that's, for COVID, for flu, for everything too. As far as the flu, this is just me personally, I worry that, we spend so many years talking about how immensely deadly COVID is that we thought flu kills people too. And if it doesn't kill you, it can run you over like a freight train, like my colleague found out. So what would you say in terms of flu vaccinations, COVID vaccinations? Where do we stand with that? Just how important is it?
It's absolutely your best defense against complications from the flu, contracting the disease, and for elder people, for young people, for going to the hospital, or even death. Yeah.
Now, I imagine you get some people who sort of look at it all or nothing. They say, I can get the flu shot, but it's not necessarily going to stop me from getting the flu, so why should I bother? What do you tell people when they say that?
I think it is super important to get the vaccinations because it definitely decreases your chance of having severe disease.
Yes.
Really, when it comes down to it.
Right. And then probably cuts down on the viral load, which makes you less likely to transmit it to others too. Well, sometimes it happens. You get the flu shot, you still get the flu anyways. What are the best treatments? What should somebody do when they think they're that sick? Should they bother coming in and risk infecting others? What's a good protocol there?
I agree we should be careful about infecting others. So wear your mask when you come in. Let the receptionist know that you are ill. And then from there, we're going to take it, right? We're going to have you come in. We've got wonderful protocols to help at ProHealth where we're going to keep you and those around you safe. And then again, we can do that testing to let you know exactly what you have if you haven't already determined it. And then I can talk to you about treatments.
Are you seeing people coming in with the flu generally having worse symptoms, or at least a rougher time than, say, people who are coming in with COVID at this point? Or is it tough to sort of figure that out?
I think that's tough to say. I think it's a very personal thing because we have to look at all your factors. Are you young? Are you old? Do you have an underlying condition? Yeah. Did you have the vaccination?
That's a big one too. And of course, everybody's inside. It's the winter. It's tough if you're a provider to get away from your family. What are some of the best bets you can do to try to stop other people from getting sick at home if you yourself are sick?
I think the first thing to do if you have symptoms is absolutely to mask up, even if you're in your home, and then use one of those home tests to check. While we can't check for flu at home, we absolutely can check for COVID.
Yeah. Now, if you take that home test and you turn out to be positive, what are the best next steps now for you if you get COVID, or at least if you test positive? A
positive test, I would give your PCP a call. I think it's super important to let them know. Then they can help you determine if any of the treatments are right for you.
How about any isolation at home? Is that still advisable?
Yes, definitely. If you have a positive COVID, you should isolate for 5 days. And then after that, you can actually go out and about, but you must use a mask, and only if you're symptom-free without a fever.
Yes. And one last thing. We were just talking about sort of nationwide flu vaccination rates. I believe you said we finally hit 50%. Not as good as it should be, and only a little bit worse than last year. But how does the flu vaccine look like it's working this year in terms of protection?
Absolutely, very well. I think it's really hit the nail on the head, as well as our COVID booster, absolutely still worth getting. Yeah. If you think about it, flu is going to be around until possibly even May.
Yeah.
So
It's amazing how that works, and yeah, that's the thing, and it's the protection. You'll at least be protected all the way through May if you decide to get vaccinated now. You see how it works is they sort of pick and try to guess what the 4 most prevalent strains are, usually like 3 type A, 1 type B, and they do have to guess somewhat, so some years it's better than other years, but this year, like you said, it looks like it's working pretty well. That's a good reason to go out and get yourself protected. All right, we've covered a lot of ground. Thank you so much for the time.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate it. All right, guys.